Man, I might... Oh. Okay. I might have to actually put on pants the way I decided to shoot this. Okay, I'm good. Anyways, what is up, guys? It is Gabe, and I am back with another video after a month of ghosting. I don't even have an excuse. I've just been preparing to start college over Zoom, basically. And, you know, it's just life. It just be like that. Anyways, I am going to do a video that I've wanted to do for a long time, but I just never really sat down and did it. I thought this would be interesting and maybe get a little insight to what items maybe you could be looking for if you have your own shop that are worth quite a bit of money. And I think I did top 10, but I just now realized I left one out. Okay, so I'll talk about that. It's technically top 11, if I remember. But some of the most expensive singular items that I've sold, obviously I do my bundles for 120 or 90 without shoes, so those are more like my bigger ticket sales, but that is a ton of items. These are just singular items, and they're all items that I've thrifted, not that I've like bought from like retail myself and then sold. So yeah, let's get started. I'm going to go lowest of the highest to up. First thing first, I just wanted to have a disclaimer. I've been on Depop since I was like 15 or 16. It's been like 3 years. I'm 19 now, and I have sold over 600 items. My Depop says like 580 right now, I think, but that doesn't take into account when I'm doing a custom bundle where someone will buy like 5 things for me at once. That only counts as one sale in the way that I do it. To save shipping. So I would say it's more like 650 items, honestly. Like I've sold a lot of things, and most of them, like pretty much all of them, are way priced under these items. Like I'm not selling a sweater for $100 every single week, you know what I mean? Like these are the really rare stuff, more of the like luxury items that I've sold that have gone for a lot because there's a big market for them. Like most of my shirts, I'll sell a shirt like for like 15, 20 bucks usually, but some of this stuff are like bigger items, rarer items, just like more specialty items, so that is why they're priced way out of the norm for my shop. But without further ado, let's get started. I really need a new phone case. This is like falling apart like really bad, but you know. Okay, the first thing is for $65, and I've actually sold quite a lot of things for $65. Like, I'll sell pretty much any pair of Doc Martens unless it's super rare. I don't know, I haven't come across any like super rare Doc Martens. Anyways, I sell pretty much every pair of Doc Martens for $65. I see people selling them for like $100, but you know, that's just the price that I'm comfortable selling them at because they're not like extremely rare. But this is just like a more interesting item that I sold for $65. This was last Halloween. This was a Furby costume from 1999. Yes, it's a Furby Halloween costume, and the way that I advertised it is I had like a fishnet bodysuit, and I'm like, sexy Furby costume, but like obviously you can wear it any way you want. And this one was really fun. It was just a cool costume, and it sold like right away because I put it on like a month before Halloween, and then someone bought it to wear for Halloween. But yeah, as you can see, a recurring theme of this is going to be Furby. Furby clothing in particular is very rare. Like some of the Furbies can go for a lot of money, but the Furby clothing from the 90s is exceedingly rare, and I have not found much of it, but when I do find it, it is tricky to price, but it's usually pretty high because it's Furby. The next is just a beautiful, I try not to do like formal wear all that much just because I feel like it doesn't really fit like the aesthetic of my shop, and it's also kind of hard to price. But if I just see something that is like so beautiful, I'm like, I don't even care, this is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen, it needs to be on my shop. That was this dress. It is like, oh my god, it's by Roberta, and it's so flattering. It was so flattering on my model, and it's made of this like stripy like lace. Or stripy lace. Velvet. The word was velvet. It's made out of this like velvet material, and it has like roses and lace and like a crinoline underneath, and it's just, It was so pretty. So that sold for $75. This was like more of like a prom dress or like a night out, you know, like a pretty special event dress. And that was super cool, and I just thought it was gorgeous, and that sold pretty quickly too. Next we have for $70 this amazing, I believe I looked it up afterwards, and it's 1992 Barbie sweater, and this was another Halloween find. Can you tell Halloween is like the best time of the year for me, which it's coming up and I'm already having so much fun. This 1992 Barbie like movie star sweater that is just gorgeous, and oh my god, it's just so cool. I love finding an amazing rare sweater, and this one sold for $70. It sold, I think, in like less than a week actually. Like that one got snatched up, and I just love the colors. I just think it's super gorgeous, and it was one of those rarer pieces. A lot of these, if it's like a higher price item and I'm having trouble finding it on eBay, I'm having trouble finding it on Depop, I usually talk to some of my friends who've been doing this a lot longer than me and who have like been in the eBay game and stuff like that, and some people who've even been like around for when the item was produced. And so Kara, my friend Kara, will help me with a lot of this stuff. I feel like I rely on her a lot when I get these just one-off crazy items, and she's always been super helpful, and yeah, it's very helpful. Next we have, I think there are a couple pairs of demonias in here because I love finding demonias at the thrift. I just love seeing them because you can see them from a mile away and you're like, damn, hell yeah. I pretty much only find them during the Halloween season, but these were Trashville 518 demonias, and they were so cute, but I had to have my mom model them because like my legs would not fit in those. I got some thick ass calves from soccer and figure skating throughout my entire child and middle schoolhood. So they retailed for $100, and yeah, I think these are an older pair, but I think that they are still producing the style. So these were like patent leather, and since the retail price was $100, I sold them for $80. Next, for $85 are these bongo shoes, and these exact shoes are really, really sought after. Like, it's hard to find a pair on Depop at like any given moment and on eBay. So these were actually copied, I guess, by Unif. The Unif trail shoe is $148, and it is the exact same shoe except not vintage, and it says Unif on the side instead of bongo on the little silver plate. So these are the true vintage. I was only selling them for $85. I've seen them go for like $100, but I don't know. I just wanted it to be some kind of deal so you didn't have to like buy from Unif and you were still getting a big, good deal. And actually, it wasn't until after I posted them and then that Instagram account Unif copied, like posted my picture and someone tagged me in it. I was like, oh, I didn't even know Unif was doing this. Like, aight. So next is a rarer Trip New York City maxi skirt, and usually like the mini skirts, obviously it's a lot less material and they are a lot more common, and I talked to my friend Mad Lad Sophie about this a lot because she does like huge vintage trip drops like all the time, and so she helped me with some pricing. I think I've seen her sell skirts for like $130, but those are like the 3-in-1 ones where it could be like mini, maxi length. This one had zippers on the side and just had all of these grommets, all of these chains, and I sold it for $95, so that was a really cool find, and that was a fun sale. Nowadays, I think if I found this, I would honestly put it in a bundle. Like, whenever I find anything Trip, it just goes straight into the goth bundles, especially if I got a good deal for it. Like, I think my pretty much only rule for if something is, like, too expensive to put in the bundle is if it costs more than, like, the entire bundle. Like, if it costs more than $120, like, maybe I'll list it individually, but that hasn't really happened, you know. It's a balancing act of what goes in the bundles and what goes on my shop. Next, we have another pair of shoes. I love finding Skechers Jammers. It's my dream to find myself a white pair of Skechers Jammers in my size, but I've yet to do that. These ones were a basically in brand new condition tan pair, and I believe they were size 6, 6.5. They are just so gorgeous, and they sold, I think it took a couple months to sell, but they sold for $110, so that was really good. I was really excited about that, and these were gorgeous, and I had my friend at camp model them. So many good memories. Oh my god, this is another one I wanted to keep so bad, but it just was not my size. Like, I could put it on, but like it did not look good, okay? It was hanging out, like. So this was a lime green Von Dutch mini skirt, and I don't think I've ever seen this on Depop or eBay in like this exact colorway. I sold a plaid Von Dutch skirt, probably like 55 or 60, like a while back. But this one is super rare. It's lime green, and it was just amazing. I wanted to keep it so bad, and I think that's part of the reason I priced it a little bit higher than maybe I would have, because I was feeling so nostalgic, and it took a while to sell. But yeah, this, oh my god. I just hope, I always wish, like, when I find that piece that I want to keep so bad, I want to, like, live vicariously through the seller, and so I always hope that they'll post a picture, but, like, I don't really ask usually, because it's kind of like, I mean, it's not my item anymore. It's up to them what they can do with it, but I really, really appreciate when people take pics in their outfits and send it to me, so I can, like, be like, yes, you look so good. I'm so happy. Yeah, this is one of those items that I was just obsessed with. Ooh, the last pair of Demonias, these were amazing because these are true vintage Demonias. They had the old Hot Topic logo. It's just so cool. And I had to get some confirmation from 1990s Mall Goth about it because I wasn't sure, like, they had the flame bottoms like Demonias have, but it said Hot Topic on the inside and not Demonia. So I was like, what are these? Are these like knockoff Demonias? What the heck? I wasn't as educated. And they were like, they're actually real Demonias, but Hot Topic would do this thing in like the 90s and early 2000s where they would cut out the tags and put their own Hot Topic tag in it sometimes just for brand recognition, I guess. So that's interesting, but that basically lets you know that they are like an old stock pair of Demonias, and that style is not being sold anymore. They were black, but they had like this almost like mood ring type design where it was like red on some parts of it, like lava. It was kind of hard to capture on camera, but it looked really cool in person. And I have Poe modeling it, my cutie boy. Oh, and so this would technically be the highest, like the most expensive item I've ever sold if the person who bought it actually didn't win my giveaway. So I feel like I've talked about these sweaters a lot. Like everyone I go thrifting with, I tell them like these are the sweaters to look out for. I don't know if they're as sought after as they were in like 2017, 2018, but they are the Adele animal sweaters that are really huge in the Fairy K community. If you were into Fairy K, then like one of those is basically your dream sweater, like the Dalmatian one. I think, yeah, the Dalmatian one, the panda one, the kitten one, I think those go for like $300. I've only seen one picture of it online. It is like extremely, extremely rare. But anyways, I found the panda one and I had it listed for $175. That is usually exactly what they go for. It might be a little lower now, honestly, because I've been seeing them on Depop not selling as fast. But yeah, I had it listed for $175, which is about the average asking price. But I also at the same time did a giveaway where I was giving away $50 store credit. And the person who won is actually like a huge Adele sweater collector. They have like every one of them basically. It's like insane, but they didn't have the purple panda one. And they used the $50 to get the sweater for $125, which is a good deal for them. And I also got to make some money off it too, obviously. So that was one of my highest items just in the money I made, but it also was kind of like the highest like max value as well. So that is our, what is it called where you're like runner up, but like, yeah, like honorable mention. Honorable mention was the purple panda Adele sweater, and the #1 highest item that I've ever sold is the infamous Furby jacket. I believe it was from 1999 or 1998, but this was a fur pink coat, and it had a little embroidered Furby on it, and then the inside of the lining was like all Furby print. It was like a princess Furby. Oh, it was so gorgeous. What did it say? I feel like it said something on it. Oh, it just said Furby. But yeah, it was so cute. I was so obsessed with it, and it actually sold an hour after I put it on, which is insane because a lot of these items, they're very, very niche items, you know what I mean? Like, there's not that many people in the world that are so into Furbies. Like, I'm very, very into them, but also have the ability and like the privilege to be able to buy a $150 Furby sweater, and I'm like so grateful for those people, and like they're the best. But like I'm so just astounded that I found someone so quickly who was like, yes, this is mine, this is no one else's, thank you, I will take this jacket. And I'm very glad I found them. Yeah, it was just an amazing experience because I was very sick. I think I filmed a video after that, and it was like, I don't know, I kind of feel like privating that video sometimes because I feel like it comes off as me like complaining, like, oh my god, my life is so hard. But it was basically me just being sick as hell and like, I mean, complaining, but I think I was more just sad because I was sick rather than, oh my god, my life is so hard because I'm a reseller, you know what I mean? If you know, you know. I'm going off on a tangent here, but yeah, this is the #1 most expensive item I've ever sold, and it was gone from me so quickly, and sometimes I wish I could just hold it and see it one more time. A lot of these items, because they're just so amazing. So that is it for today's video. I hope you liked it. I hope it gave you some insight on what very, very niche things sell on Depop. Like, especially, like, I feel like these aren't the traditional things that people are looking for that are, like, really, really expensive. Like, there are other, you know, there are entire accounts that sell, like, Grail t-shirts from the 80s for, like, $500, you know what I mean? Like, that is people's livelihoods. They love t-shirts and stuff like that. But I'm more looking into the, like, funky 80s, 90s, like, toy brands, stuff like that, and, like, goth stuff, obviously. I think there are, like, some things that are just, like, a universal, like, if you're a thrifter, you want to find them just because, like... I'm going off on another tangent, but I think about this all the time. The Suicide Cult Nikes. Am I gonna have to censor that? Anyways, so if any of you guys are true crime junkies like me, you probably know about Heaven's Gate, which was a cult in the early 90s, I think. I want to say like 1993. And unfortunately, the people that were in it ended their own lives, and it was really sad and really tragic. But the thing about this cult is that they had a very, like, uniform style that they would wear to distinguish themselves. There were these, like, robes, and then they finished off the look with these specific kind of Nikes. I can't remember the actual name. They were just black and white Nikes, and they all wore them. And after this happened, Nike was like, wow, I do not want to be a part of this. We do not promote this. Like, we feel really bad for these people and their families. We think the most respectful thing right now is to take these off the market forever. And so those Nikes have not been for sale, have not been re-released since the early 90s. And I think that line of thinking kind of backfired in the long run because there's just these, like, sneakerheads that are just like, we want this cult Nikes, like, give them to me. Like, they're worth so much money now, and people, they're so sought after. I think it kind of backfired, but, like, anyways, I feel like anybody who is really into, like, rare thrift items that you could find knows about those, and they're just, like, Grail. They go for, I think, like, almost $1,000, like, crazy. I think that would be probably more of an eBay sell than a Depop sell, and I don't know a lot about Nike. Honestly, if I saw them, I probably wouldn't even realize what they were. So, like, I gotta get that into my brain. I gotta do some studying.
I hate to say it. I hope I don't sound ridiculous. I don't know who this man is. I mean, he could be walking down the street. I wouldn't know a thing. Sorry to this man.
Anyways, again, I just want to keep the comments respectful. I don't want you guys to try to shame my buyers. I don't want you guys to shame anyone else for looking for these things and being interested in them, because there is a specific niche for everything. There are toys from the 90s that go for hundreds of dollars. There are electronics, just all of the stuff that is increasingly rare as the years go on, and there will always be a market of people looking for them, and I am just trying to provide that because I'm interested in this stuff as well. So just be respectful in the comments, be nice to each other, and I will see y'all later. Bye!